1, 2, 3, and go. Where are we going? We're going to go up. No, no, no. Down. We're going to go down and out. But if we go out, we're out from wherever we are to in to where we're going. It's coming and going. Everything's always coming and going. My mother used to say to me the whole thing, you don't stop coming and going. Oh, mother, I love you. You're so perceptive of everything I do. Thank God I have my own privacy and liberty as everybody is watching you. Do you know why? It's a habit of life. Habit of life, somehow we get attached to our children. We feel so sorry if something happens bad to them. At least I think they feel that way. Or at least that's the way I would feel. I'd feel very bad for something that would happen to my son. Whatever it is, cut his arm, break his arm, or something like that. But at the same time, right, I would love to see in him, okay, his strength. Say, don't worry, Dad. You know what? It hurts. That's life. That's the way it is. Not why did it happen to me, but yes, why did it happen to you? Look back and ponder as you wander. And as you wander in reflection of your life, that's when you make your biggest fall. Why? Because you seem to learn there's going to be a big change if you know what you see you don't like. But you're searching for something that happened because that's why you broke your arm. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you want communication with yourself because you love, you're egotistical to have your own answer of why it happened. It's only for you, satisfy you, and nobody else. Nobody else cares, only but you. Again, me. Middle East, Ebony. Ebony and ivory. Okay, hey. So just to tell you that I was in, I went out and I came back in again. I'm here. And I'm right here where I am. I'm not there. For you, I'm there. For me, I'm here. But when I watch the video, I would be here watching the video there. Now, I wanted to say something and I got all mixed up, so I have absolutely no idea. Except, you know what? We should just be saying, what should we do before we scratch our chin? What should we do? Never sure what to do. I mean, don't I look just as cute as the dragon in the background? I mean, it looks like my brother. If you take a good look, you can see his teeth coming out at you. Why am I on here? Why am I wasting your time? Why am I wasting your time? I got stopped by the police on the way here. Police is wearing these dark sunglasses, can't see shit, don't even know if I have insurance for my car. Although my brother promised he'd get me insurance. Thank God I have a brother who can help me out a little bit. And I never knew, I never asked him. I was too shy to go to him and say, hey, bro, you get me that insurance? Because when somebody's giving something to you, you don't want to actually bother them for when you're going to get it. But also the people that are giving, they're giving it for when you need it. They can't give it to you 2 weeks late. Okay, bro, here's the $25,000 you owe on the house. Or, hey, bro, it was last month. I lost the house. You know what I'm saying? It's now. When you make an action, okay, when you mentally make an action inside your head, okay, you have to be as honest with everybody else as you are with yourself. And then what happens next? Somebody's going to say, well, what's honesty? What is honesty? Certain things I shouldn't tell them. Certain things I lied to them for my benefit, their benefit, somebody's benefit, to protect somebody else. Now, we're all telling lies to protect everybody else. And there should be the minimum of lies. The minimum. Here's a lie that is allowed and considered not a lie. You're making a surprise birthday for somebody. And you're fucking around in the house all the time doing things, all kinds of crazy things. Your wife goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? And you would say, oh, nothing. And it's all a preparation for her birthday party. So you lied to her. Of course you have to lie. It's part of liberty. Everything is included in liberty. Liberty means like this. I just came up with this now. Do you want to see what part of liberty is all about? Liberty is anything you can think of that can be created, whether it is in the mind or actually the action upon your hands, okay? The thought to know that every single, no action, just the definition of everything inside the dictionary, the thesaurus, the opposites of everything, just to know it exists, okay? That's the liberty to know, okay? Now that we have 600 million different things, of the liberty to know. Now, what's legal and what's illegal? The legal thing is you can think of anything of one of those, but you can't do them all. They're illegal to do because you might hurt somebody. It's way too dangerous, and if people start doing them, lives are going to be lost, and the people want to be responsible for the people because we all have children out there. So we're always protecting our children, and even as adults at 60, we're still thinking about our children when they get to be these age. Why this and why that? Anyways, what we're going to go to next, did you understand that? What I'm going to next is, I was doing a little work on 1, 4, and 7, because 1, 4, and 7 is on the left side of your telephone from top to bottom. There's 2 and 3 between, oh my God, I just got that one. 1 and 4 is center, 2, 2, 3. And hold on a second, I'm coming back to you. And 4 and 7 is the Christ. Right, I'm still coming back to you, okay? So now what we got to do is 4 to 7 is 5 and 6. Okay. So the answer is 2, 3, 5, and 6. Okay, and this 62, okay, is 8 and 8. Okay, so I just did something I've never done before, okay? Yes, sometimes I do a little bit of work right in front of you. I have no choice. I learn as I go. It's like a credit card. It's a walk-in credit card. You walk in, you get what your mind needs, and you walk out. The credit card is like a disc, and it's slipped into that matrix world. In fact, I found a new word for the matrix, but I don't know where it was. It's somewhere in here. But let me explain to you the rest. This is the way it works. I took 1, and what we did is we went up 9 at a time, okay, for the complete last result. What I mean by the complete last result is in pool, okay, the ball actually stops at 7, so there's only 7 balls on each side of the 8 ball, but there's actually a chance to knock in all 8. Okay, so that would be the 9 would be the striped ball in this world, and the 1 would be the solid ball spirit in the other world, the energy of Christ. That's why it's yellow. Okay, like October. Yellow October. I don't know why they don't mention that. I should mark that down. I like that. Yellow October. Orange and pink. Orange and pink September. You know why? Because those are the colors of the racehorses. So I write in that the number 7 horse is orange and pink into 2 different tracks, and the yellow October, okay, is actually the 4 and 6, which equals to the 1 in pool. So I take all these combinations, right, and I just talked about them in front of you. I'm going to do nothing with them. Just talk about them. I'm going to forget them. Okay, I mean, I'm going to forget them because I'm going to be moving on. And when I remember them and I look at them, I'll work on them again and again and again and again. And if it takes me a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how long it takes me to figure out and put together this puzzle. And the reason for that is because, you know, when you open a company and somebody buys for you the building, all the equipment, all you got to do is put the men into work. Right away you're making money. Well, you should be, or you wouldn't have built it in the first place. So what was I going to say? Oh my God, I'd have to go back and look at it again. Anyways, you're going from 1 to 7, and from 1 to 7, okay, there's only actually 5 numbers that are not there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from 9 to 15, I mean, all you're going to count is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're not going to count them all. When you play the game of in-between, you don't count them all. Anyways, let me get to where I was coming to next. So what I did is I went 9 at a time. Okay, because 9 digits, I couldn't start at 0, okay, because 0 ends up to be like 5, and 5 end up to be another position. Oh, I'm not doing it the way I wanted to do it. Anyways, 1, 4, and 7. In the 3rd row, or 2nd row of 1, 4, and 7, okay, row here, row 2. 25 is the value of 7. Can you see it, 25? And 2 and 5 equals 7. Here, 1 and 19, or 1 plus 9 equals 10. 10 equals 1. 10 equals 1. Then you have 19. By jumping up 9 at a time, that's the way I go. 7, 16, and every one is a 7. Everyone's a 7. Add up any of these rows, it's a 7. Add up any of these rows, it's a 1. Add up any of these rows, it's going to come out to a 4. Okay? In the 999 world. Okay? So now I'm just going to tell you what I came up with, right? When you take 1 and 7, which is the odd numbers, because I broke it down in 2, evens and odds, okay? And 5 and 8 is 58. It equals 13. It equals right away 4. I bring it down to the single digit right away. When I'm creating a new world, I sometimes bring it down to a single digit. Things that I do not do is I have tons and tons of numbers, and I only write it. If I can put it on a computer, I can categorize everything, and I can really have the numbers work for themselves. Just tell the computer what I want it to do instead of me having to draw and write and forget. Anyways, I'm an Irish kite, but anyways, in the same level where we had 19 and 25, 1 equals 19, 1 plus 9, 7 equals 2 plus 5, 25. If I add the two together, it equals to 44. 44 is the number for space, a square, okay? 1 square is a space. Do you know why? Because Christopher Columbus was right. I got it. 1 square is a place. You know, I don't remember exactly how I said this. It's flat surface. Because I think Columbus meant it's a flat surface. Because in order to really calculate everything, what the dimensions and the size of the earth is, you got to flatten it all out. You straighten everything out. Whatever was round, you take it, you calculate it if it was flat. Now, what's the square footage of the entire earth? I mean, has anybody done it that way? Is that the way they do it? I'm just thinking of it right now. Anyways, at the same time, in that area, 1, 4, and 7, the 1 is the spirit, the 4 is the angel, and the 7 is the gates of the God. 7 and 1 is 8, because you have to add them together, and it becomes 4 and 8, which becomes 12. 1 and 2 is 3. They're the numbers of creation. They equal to the numbers of creation. 3, 6, and 9. The difference of that is 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, is the in-between transfer. You know what I'm saying? When you drive down a train track, if you have trains going east and trains going west, they ain't on the same track, my friends. They're running at the same time. So anyways, we got up to this, and then on the other side, we went to the value of where we had, at the same I was telling you before, 19 and 25 red and 22 black. Now, if you go to the roulette board, the exact numbers and the exact colors I just told you, go look. 22 is black, 19 is red, and 25 is red, even though the 2 is black and 25. Okay? This is a system, my friends. It's not my system. It's not my system one bit. I mean, I can add. I know go up 9, go down, go up, go down, go in, go out, east, west, north, south. I mean, it's a game. It's a game. I mean, anybody can play a game. No. We can all create things that don't exist. We all can use our imagination, because it's the imagination that brings the evolution that brings all man's mind into the future. This is the conscious change we will all be going through. Does anybody know who I am? I'm going to stop the 147 right now. Does anybody really know who I am? I'm really nobody. And I can make a joke about it. What does nobody mean? Nobody. I'm no body, possibly meaning I'm no ego. When you come into the spirit world, things change. They become more boring and yet more interesting. To actually be able to speak in a way in which we get to think as we speak of what we shall say, making us in the new conscience of the new world superior to any money marketer anywhere. If you do not have a mind in the next world, I'm sorry, my friends. I'm laughing for a reason. There are so many, but so many will change. They will be saved. They will be saved by the truth and the justice of their own mind. Anyways, to jump off that, I saw a bearing today, and the bearing was put together. It was cut in half this way, and then it was bolted together at the top, and then it was bolted down this way. You see the omega sign that goes like this, okay, is two bolts down here, and it actually holds a shaft, a long shaft like this from this end to this end. That's the core of the earth, and the earth turns, and then the other way the earth turns this way, and then the earth goes around the sun, around the sun. Oh, there's a bigger story to that. There's so many things. Give me a second. I think I'm burning my pot. I don't mean marijuana. I mean food. I'm burning my food. No, guys, you have to stop me. Watch out. Oh, my God, I'm burning up. Just made it in time. Holy shit. Holy crap. How you guys doing? You're still here with me? I'm not going to make it much longer. Like, I completely really forgot why I even came on. Except for all my fans. You know what? I want to see something. I want to just check something. I'm fooling around a little bit. I'll get back with you, okay? I mean, I see some cassettes, and I'm starting to understand now that I have 1,000 hits in one of them, right? And I'm starting to see that this is only my second year. So some of the people I see that are there 4 years that have 50,000, well, I'm saying 1,000 in 2 years, 12,000 in 3 years. So I see it's not that I'm not getting a lot of hits. I mean, the 40 and 50 hits I get a day is not bad at all. Anything over 40 seems to be good. Just need to have a little drink here. Okay. The next thing is, if we had to separate the pool balls, okay, from 1 to 7, right? 1 to 7, the center of 1 to 7 is 4. 147 I'm talking about. 147. Right here. From 1 to 4, what's in between is 2 and 3. Another number 23 equals 5 and 6, 11. I'll tell you why in a second. And 4 to 7, okay, is 5 and 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. And 5 and 6 is 11. Do you see? 5 and 6 is 11. Here, we go 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5 equals 11. But on the other side of 4, 5, 6, it just takes a 5 and a 6. Now, if you want to do it completely, 5 and 6 is 11. Okay. 1 and 1 of 11 is 2. 2 and 2 means life. At the same time, I can go through numbers of multiplications, but I'm not going to do it right now. But if you take the two middle numbers here, creation of the 5 angle, it's 8. Now, if you get this one and this one, because don't forget, this was the in-between, right? 3 and 5. It's in between 2 and 6. Okay. The 4, we left out the 147. Okay. And 2 and 6 is 8. 88. The same time, we get 23, 56. 56, 66, 76. The total is 79. Okay, and what that means, 79 is, like in pool, the 9 is on the stripe side, and the 7 is the gates, okay, on the spirit side. So they go together. 7 by 9 is 63, creation of man. 7 and 9 is 16, plus 63 is 79 again. So it repeats, and it's perfect. So it goes into the perfect category. I should be categorizing all this. But you know what I said? Don't bust your head. Do it the way you can do it. One day you'll learn to do it as good and the best way, and so you'll be able to read it to the people. At the same time, it gets to work my memory if it's not too categorized. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm constantly rewriting. And maybe I wouldn't be rewriting. Anyways, if you add these numbers together, the in-between numbers, 2, 3, 5, and 6, you have a total of 16 plus 1 equals 7. The totality of the average is 7. And you all know we have 7 days a week. Okay. 13 weeks. 91, the number of the spirit. Okay, now here's the next one I'm going to get to. Now, if the center is 147, okay, now try and listen to this carefully, and the center C, okay, of 1, 4, and 7, okay, now I'm talking about the numbers off the telephone, okay, 457 goes across. If 457 went across, center C, okay, would be the 5. That means the center C, which is actually the 28th or 25th on the piano, okay, 28, 53, okay, and what would happen is, instead of it being C3, creation, because the C on the piano, okay, it would now change to E5, because you went from one world to the other world. That's why we have different languages, not only because God wanted to screw us good, so we should learn to get along no matter what anybody speaks, and try as hard as you can until you understand them. Okay, so what we have right now, okay, is E is 5, because the passage of E is 5. We all know man is the one angle spirit. Okay, the E pass. So that would be E5. And also the initial for Earth is E also, the electronic world of E. Okay, so we changed the piano, okay, to actually be saying E5. That's why it's center C, because it's center in the 5th position, in the center of the cross of Christ. It is the center to everything. So that's why, okay, if you add up to 30 in the alphabet, you get the C. But yet in piano, it's 25 and 28. I haven't worked on that at all, not at all. I'm just telling you what I know of the little that I know, of the best that I know. Okay, and then what happens, okay, the center C on the piano, okay, number 5, if it changed to number 5 and we went with the beta Neptune angle, okay, you would end up having beta, which is 2, and Neptune, 8. Now we reverse back to pool, okay, in this situation. Man, we can turn over. Do you know why we can go back to pool in this situation? Is because you see 7 here, this number is 16. Half of 16 is 8. Okay, I just found another 16 equals 7 equals 8. So this is another October and September deal that I see here. Okay, and the explanation of that is, I'm going to try and remember, is that it's past the 7 ball, it's before the 9 ball. Okay, but if it was the heaven, okay, it's the one spirit of 6, which is the heaven. So 7 equals to 8. But I don't like the answer I just gave you. It doesn't satisfy me. I got to give you something why this is 8. Because 8 times 2 equals 16. Okay, each side. Yeah, there's a lot to do here. I'm just starting it. Because listen, when you play pool, each side, in the rule book, it says each side plays the 8 ball. Therefore, each side actually has 8 balls each. 8 and 8 is 16. Now the second floor in the spirit world is the 16. It's the same number. 7 and 8 both equal 16 here on level 1 and over here. Same thing. They both equal. So we have to combine these black numbers in roulette to the red numbers in roulette. Well, now I brought it all the way up to 100. Everybody told you the other day, I don't know, maybe I can get to 36, 38, 39. Seems like I'm using all the numbers now. It's pretty cool. And there's a lot of ways to rise, okay? You know, when I used to say 60, one of the reasons for having 60, okay, is because once we do this, you see this here? Pretend they all spin around like this. They're all separate from each other. All of these are separate from each other, okay? And they spin around like this, each one. They're discs. This one, and inside is this disc. This one, and inside is the disc. This one, and inside is the disc. What it means is there's a higher and a lower, and you put the disc in this way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Only one way works. You put it in this way, okay? It's all tied up in the same thing, and then you put the disc in this way. You understand? It's either this way or this way that's working. They each work in their own realm. Did you follow me on that? Anyways, let me go back to the numbers again. Did we talk about the flat surface, the measurement of the Earth? Like the surface is flat. Did we not just do that a few minutes ago? And did I not speak of yellow October? In pool, okay, the 1 and 9 are yellow. They're both yellow. One is a stripe, one is a solid. Now, I'm not going to get into that again, but I just don't even know which way to go. 7 is orange, okay? Listen to this. Remember I was telling you about October 4th, 2014? Here's another one, okay? In horse racing, 7 is either orange or pink, where my mind is. Not where your mind is, not what you saw. If you saw the same thing, that's fantastic. Otherwise, it's still okay. Okay? So, this is the way it is. The 7 horse is orange and pink. Okay? 2014 is 57.75. Now, the 5 pool ball is orange. So we got a 7 orange and we got a 5 orange. Where's the other 57? 57.75. The last Jewish New Year of my personal calendar. Actually, it was over. It's actually started again. I couldn't tell you what year it is. Year 5 it might be. 0003 maybe. 213. I don't know. Anyways, so what we have to do with the 5, okay, is green and black in horse racing. So what we have is orange and orange, 5 and 7. But the 13, okay, equals 4. 1 plus 3 equals 4. And it's also orange. But the 13 actually stands for M. And when you take the M apart, it actually says angel and man. So angel and man with 5 and 7 from horse racing to pool, that tells you more about the time that's coming in. It's a more an exact figure. Maybe I'm not explaining it properly. Anyways, let me jump on back to this, where I originally started before. Okay, over here, 25 and 19 and 22. You see the 13 that I was telling you about? These are all pedestals. Every one of these is a seat. All of these are seats, and all the other numbers are in between. But this is a seat. The letter M, the letter V, and you go over the alphabet all the way to the end. Omega. Do the alphabet with this all the way up into the exact numbers. Anyways, the bottom part was 22, 22, 22, 44, 66. So it's talking. It's not telling anything about spirit. Okay. Well, because it doesn't have to show spirit because it's all spirit. And then the next one doesn't have to show the angel because it's all angel. And then the next one doesn't have to show the 7 because it's all of God. Okay? It's all of God. This is the third row, my friends. If I'm doing it this way, it's all God's creation. Starts at 7, God's creation. Boom. The one spirit of man is first. The passage of beta, the creation of the angel, the creation of the angel. See the way 43 and 34 repeat? 43 and 34 repeat, and they're backwards because that is the spirit, God, beta, and 1. They're all number 1s. 1, 1, 1. Why 1, 1, 1? Because God is spirit, angel, beta. Sab. Makes the sound of a car. And you know what? God's a sab, or backwards it's a bass. But he has to be the bastard because it's the transmission angel resident of Delta Connection. So he'd have to be the best charge. In charge, to be in charge. Okay, what happens here? Okay, so yes, let me finish off where I jumped off to before. So now that I told you the center C moves to 5A in piano, okay, the 2, okay, which would be beta, the 5, which would be us, Okay, the passage, the past, the E-world past. And then the 8, that's how it all started, right? Remember the 8 we doubled up? And the 8 means the heavens. So it's for both sides, okay? The 8, since it's for both sides and it's after 7, oh, I took it away, I'm sorry, okay, automatically means piano stops on G7. Piano stops G7 and starts at A1, also noted as H8. A. I don't know if I can use the A. Well, this is what I did. I'm going to show it to you. If you look, you will see. If I tell you and screw around with you too much, you might shut it off and not listen to me no more. Please don't go away. You are the outlet of my sanity. Where are we? Where are we? Hold on a second. I think I wrote it on the wrong page. Yeah. Okay, do you want to know where I am? Pretty screwed up, but I can't find it myself. Hold on a second. Okay. Here, the 8. I want to go back to the 8. So since in piano everything stops on G, the next one would be A. Okay? So what do? Anybody going to guess? This becomes the A. This becomes 8A. This is 8A. So now we have A, meaning the one spirit alpha, the one God, plus we have the 2 beta spirit, the God, and we have the past. So isn't that cool? And this is Fox. This is Fox and beta creation. From 1 to 7, when you break it up, this is what it means. Fox of beta creation. So, so that was the piano. Not only that on the piano, but what if you weren't going from left to right? What if I was going from 8 to 5 to 2? So then my next notion would be Mars. If I go the other way, it'll be Saturn. It'll be Saturn to say. You understand where I'm coming from right now? Anyways, when you add up the numbers, okay, I'm going to try and give you these numbers. When you add up the number, row number 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th row, 52, a reversal of this. This is a reversal of this. They all seem to have something in common between themselves, between the other, or the other. The strands. You see how the strands work? These numbers are going down. These numbers are going up. And then in between here, it goes across. It goes across. Right through the center here. Okay? To always make sure you're always breaking. Okay, anyways, there it is. And now you got the cross. And as the numbers come down, there's little rods going, making you live. It's like a motor. It's always choosing the way you choose. And this is the way your mind is sort of made up. Take a good look at it. Wait, hold on a second. I want it, look at it like that. Does it not really look, if I wrote it, if I designed it properly, doesn't it not look like the letter Y? Hey? Doesn't it look like the letter Y? And the one at the bottom moves. But the 2 at the top do not move. And there's a bearing in the center. There's a bearing in the center right over here. And it goes around and around and around and it never wears out. But this one is black. These 2 are red. And however they move, that's your next point of destiny. Let me move on to something else. Let's see if there's anything else. There could be something else. Oh, there's so many things. I forgot to say, when you go 4, 5, 6, okay, on the piano, you're actually going the same as DEF. But if you started it at 5, you'd be going FGHI. And that's the other half and the other side of the 9 numbers. Anyways, we're going to leave it at this. Am I satisfied? No, I was satisfied with a piece of what I did. Did I show you any of this before I went to bed last night? 32 versus 23. And I'm going to show you part of the roulette wheel, which is going to show you the same design as the 8 card. This card is exactly like the roulette, okay? Now, please don't get too excited. No slobbering, okay? If I explain it to you, will you understand it? This here. This is the 2 points in the middle. This is 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 5. Okay. The reason why this is 5 and 5, because that's what it is. That's the position what it is, right? But it's also known because of the way it sits like this. You see the points here and the points here? That shows that the dice is on an angle. You understand? Is that nice to me to say that? Do you understand? Okay, the dice is on an angle, okay? It almost fits right into the, it almost fits right in the dice. Anyways, but really, it's supposed to partake with this card here. Because what actually happens that you do not see, okay, is I'm not sure yet. I haven't fixed it yet. But if I took the 2 card and put it here, this will show up 10 spaces. And we don't need the 2 here because the 2 is here. Beta, this card, okay, because we're in the secondary world, it takes over that position. Okay? Hold on a second. Position 5, owned or borrowed. Okay, so the 5 position, what happens is when we say we have a quarter, is because the position 5 is owned or borrowed. Because it's in, you see the angle of it? Okay, standing like that means it's the beta world, okay? And then inside it's square again, because there's an inside to this. In the middle here, where man walks, he walks flat across. Because God has to be odd, right? Anyways, I think possibly somehow there's something I made a mistake and I got to figure it out. It doesn't seem right because I said God is odd, God is odd, God is odd. So God has to be crooked. Oh, so God is the crooked lines. Well, God is the crooked lines. We walk the crooked. God is the crooked lines. Let me see if this is right. And the round and square houses. Beta, alpha. Like I said, when you watch me, it's sort of like going to school a little bit, and except you seem to just be watching the same student over and over and over and over again. So what I was talking about here is what happens. Well, I'm going to show you because this is the representation, right, that the dice is sitting tall. One of the ways the rectangle gets is because the dice seems to be taller. So the card to take up the 3 worlds, it's on the angle, and it shows that in the center. So that's a 2, and that's a 5. So what happens really and truthfully, there's a line, goes all the way down. The energy of Christ passes through 2. Okay? And it has, anyways, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to explain this. Anyways, it passes through this, and this pass to this. Okay? Beta takes over the world. Takes over the world from this dot over here. She's down here from the 5 position. Okay? You know, like you have the head and you have the neck. 2 and 5, that's what it is. It's the head and the neck. basically, if you want to explain it that way. So anyways, if you turn it this way, WM, waste management. Anyways, the same thing here can be seen on the roulette board. The same thing. I'm going to show you why. In roulette, this position would be 17. This position dot would be 20, the beta world. This position would be 23, beta creation, and number 23. This here over here would be 26. This number over here would be 29. Red, black, black. Over here is 16, and the open space is 19. This is the banana. You see this mark right here? Right here? This is the mark that connects to the lower secondary world, the world we're in, from here and down in roulette. Anyways, I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to give you the rating of I think about myself. There was a very good piece where I'll give myself like a 60, maybe 77, and for the rest of it, I'll give it a 55. There's one thing I haven't said. I wrote down a few things today. Sometimes it's better to have less than more, and some of these times are you don't want everybody jealous of you. So even if you have a little bit more, show that you have a little bit less, so you don't have anybody with the pity or else stupidity on you. You know what I'm saying? You always want a little bit more and a little bit less, just to, you don't want anybody to gain hate for you or have pity on you. So sometimes in some situations you have to balance out that way. Another thing was I was writing a few things today. Adidas. This is what happened when you chop the letters in half. When you chop this D in half, it's an L. That's why when they make the L, they sometimes make it nice. When you write next to a circle, okay, see that circle? When you write next to a circle, whatever you put next to it, if you follow the lines, it's also going to create an indentation at the same time. What you move in, it moves out. What you move out, moves down. What you move east is west. What you move up is down. You can go up and down, east and west at the same time, but they call it a different direction. Then I was working on something else, winter, hiver in French, and they said, wow, man, liver. The liver, the winter, why does the bear sleep? The ear is an oreille, but sometimes they say an oreiller, an orignal, an oreille, an eye, a ring, a moose, citrus fruits. I was reading you some stuff I wrote down today. 8 miles, wheat mill. Heaven something. I'm going to get heaven 1,000. I think that's what it says, wheat mill. Heaven means heaven is 1,000. Mille pat. Defeat stress. Mother intelligence. Eggs. There's just so many things, so many things, so many things. I'm going to let you know that if you don't watch this till the end, I'm going to put on right now that after 30 minutes, I think you should stop watching. It's a waste. Unless you start, I mean, you even saw me, I was smoking a joint at the same time. Anyways, thank you very much. This is Raphael 7286. Did I mention Ron Paul? Did I mention Ron Paul? I can't go away without giving at least 20 seconds to Ron Paul. What he's going to do for the world? What I see him doing to the world? What will he do to the world? Oh my God, Ron Paul. Oh my God. The first thing I would do if I was president, I smoke a joint right on TV. It's the first fucking thing I do. And anybody who says anything to me, I'm just going to tell them I'm not in your bedroom. And I'll tell you what to do. Like not what is dangerous. Simple. Like not what is dangerous. That can be said. Pretty funny, I'm not saying anything. I'm really upset with this video, and I'm really hungry. What am I going to do next? Look at this. 2012, 2612 equals 11. Ciao. Raphael 7286. I think we'll stop this at 4450. 9. That'll be good. Space and birth. Thank you.